I'm Ash.
And I'm Fatima.
And this is
Fatash.
Fatash. Oh god damn it, my mic is what is happening today? Nothing wants to like work today. I don't know what's happening. Anyway.
Okay, so I tried those hair products again, those
Mm-hmm.
ones that I told you about, where it's no leave-in, it's just a foam and then a gel, and I'm getting the same.
Yeah, your hair doesn't look as poofy as it usually does.
It doesn't.
Nope.
I maybe because it's wetter because it hasn't dried yet.
Mm.
So while we talk, it will get like poofier and poofier.
We'll have to watch the playback.
Maybe. I don't know. But I'm trying. I don't know. I'm always trying different things with my hair. My hair looks 90% the same. But it's okay because people are nice to me when I go out and they tell me
Yeah.
that my hair looks great. Even
Yeah. Because you have long, luscious, curly hair. Look at him. Even curly is down to your shoulders. My hair could never.
But yeah, but it's wet. Like once it dries up, like it's going to dry up to like a third of its length,
It
and then
still
it'll be
it
out. It'll
still
be
touches your shoulders.
yeah,
Yeah, like a whole lion mane.
yeah, but probably because I haven't seen a hairstylist like a professional in 7 years because they love to cut.
Yeah, they do. My aunt has
And
the
if they could
same
see
issue
all
every
of this,
time.
they'd be like, "Oh, split ends."
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Every time my
something.
aunt has to get her hair cut, it's shorter than she wants it to be.
Hmm.
So I just cut it all off.
Or something, but like I don't see a problem with it. My ends seem fine.
Well, you're not a professional, so what do you know?
I know that I get my ends trimmed every 3 or 4 months by my mom, and my hair keeps growing to around the same length. And I get compliments every time I go out. Like that's another thing. I get so like these same people who want to cut my hair off. It's just kind of like, okay, so you're telling me what to do, but you don't have any hair. So many.
Why you out here calling everybody bald? We
No,
can't
I'm
all
just
have the same
saying.
hair as you, Fatima.
Well, yeah. Well, if you cut all your hair, it's just looking like you cut all your hair off, and now you want to cut mine off too. And
Yeah, why don't you want to be a bald bitch like the rest of us?
because I need to hide all this face.
At least it ain't forehead.
No.
My friend sat here. I have a caricature in my living room of, it's a caricature. They always exaggerate your head, right? And she gonna sit here and say that my forehead looks too scaled. I haven't been able to look at that same picture, I'm like, I think it is the scale. In an exaggerated caricature, the forehead is the scale.
That's okay.
And I can't hide behind my hair. Because I have none. It's short.
You could if you just stop seeing hairstylists.
I don't really see hairstylists like that. At best, I'll see a barber to try to like clean up my kitchen.
Oh, okay. Well, stop cutting it off then. Like
I like it short. It's low maintenance. The only thing that I'd have to deal with this forehead is to just wear hats or grow out my bangs, and I don't want to do that. Or wear a wig. When I wear a wig, you can't really tell how big my forehead is. Which is why I was telling y'all I don't really want people being able to identify me. So I have like at least 3 different looks. I got my short hair auntie look. I have my virtual faux lock look. And then I have my gray wig look. So no one actually looks the same at any particular time. Except the forehead.
I don't know. I feel like people have to be really good to see like a cartoon avatar caricature, whatever the hell that thing is, and then be like see a real person and be like, wow, that looks like you. Like when I go out into the streets, I don't see people who look like anime characters because
you're not looking hard enough.
No, anime characters look weird. I think like they would look weird in real life because if your eyes are bigger than your wrist, like I don't want to see that in real life. I don't want to see
now I
eyes
gotta look
that
at my
big.
hands. Hold on. Okay.
See?
You're right. My eyes are bigger than my wrist. Either way, it's kind of similar. I have similar glasses, similar chain, nose ring, headphones. You don't see a lot of people with my headphones. I don't know why.
There are people who have like cat ear headphones.
I've seen a few people with them, but I can count them. I can count them on one hand. I don't even really
know. Like you're Ariana Grande. Like
don't say that. Don't do that. No. Either way. So, what have you been up to this weekend other than fighting with your hair?
Okay, so I thought that I was registered to vote. Everybody, you should check to make sure that you are actually registered to vote in your state.
How are you not? All I get is fucking texts and fucking letters every day. I got an old lady call me the other day reminding me to go vote. Like, ma'am, I know.
Because you are in Illinois and where they want you to vote.
Yes,
I am in Wisconsin.
Okay. I can't hear you. You completely blacked out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I am in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I think in Illinois, they want you to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are so many Democrats in power in Illinois.
True. Yeah.
However, I am in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin has it's like our courts are packed with like Republicans, and this is more of a like either or state, and I don't think they want me to vote in my state. So like I took it, like I did not get any reminders. I took it upon myself on my own initiative to go and make sure that I was registered to vote because I thought I was registered to vote. However, something must have gone wrong because I was not registered to vote. And I did notice that it was like so much easier to vote in Illinois than it was here.
Did you? Well, I was not trying to laugh. Did you? I'm not trying to grin either. What is wrong with my face today? Did you? Get your voter card?
I've never had one of those in Wisconsin.
Yeah. I got mine within like a week of registering when I got my Illinois license.
Also, I don't know if that is even a thing here because
getting a card.
Yeah. Because when I went to, so I had to fill out paperwork that I thought that I had already filled out before and take it down somewhere. And when I took it there, I had to show like proof of my address, and they needed like a bill or something with my name on it, but I'm not paying any bills here. So then, but
two things of proof of residency.
But I did have like a checking account here, so I could show them like my checking account and stuff. And all, but it just seemed like so much harder, and I got all of that straightened out.
Well, that's good.
And then she was like, "Well, early voting starts tomorrow." And I'm like, okay, well, I wanted to vote via mail. And then she was like, I would suggest like you bring it back here because when you vote through the mail in Wisconsin, you have to have a witness.
Right. A witness to see you put it in the box.
You have to have a witness, and this was another thing that she was explaining to me. You have to have a witness. And also that witness has to like see you like there, like this is another thing that has been like debated. I remember talking about this in my representative democracy class where they were talking about all of these barriers to voting. They're like meant to help Republicans get elected because the more people vote, the more likely that Democrats will be elected. And so like you have to show like your driver's license, you have to show ID here, all types of stuff that I never had to deal with in Illinois. Also, like it's a lot further to go to like, it wasn't that far to go where I needed to go to vote and for early voting, but like it was a lot, but it was more than what I had to do when I was in Illinois. In Illinois, it was the easiest thing because it was at the like coffee shop that I walked by like every day.
Right.
But here it's like, I need proof of ID, I need proof of bank account, I need.
I mean, you also can't even really get around without a car, so.
Right.
Shoot, you can't throw a rock without being able to vote here in Illinois or being reminded to vote.
No, they're doing all of this stuff like hoping that I don't vote. But I have my ballot and I'm filling it out tonight and I'm bringing it back tomorrow, and then they can like and also she was like, if you bring it back here, we can make sure that everything's valid, and also I can be your witness. And so it's like,
so you gotta have someone like sign off essentially. Okay.
And they have to put their address.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm getting all of that taken care of tonight, tomorrow. That's what I'm doing. I'm voting, and it's
huzzah to democracy.
It is being a process here in Wisconsin where things are messed up,
to say the least. Well, aside from trying to vote, what about Halloween? You do anything for Halloween?
Okay, so this is another thing. Like today was the day that like the kids are like supposed trick-or-treating and being in their like costumes or whatever. We opened up the door. We put a pumpkin out there. We didn't fulfill our dreams of like, you know, making our house all like Halloween-y and everything because like my mom caught a cold. It was not COVID, but it was something. And then she didn't feel like going around and getting all of the decorative stuff. And it was, yeah, it was sad. But well, during this time, not COVID was trending on Twitter, I noticed.
What, not COVID? The hashtag?
Yes, wow. Hashtag not COVID. Was trending on Twitter because something is going around. Like there's multiple like things.
It is flu season. That is still a thing.
We haven't had flu season in 2 years though. So like what is happening?
Oh no, flu season's been here. It's just you're more like
but
you
people
were
have
just
not been
COVID.
Getting sick. Yeah, they because we had mask mandates. So but now we don't. And people are getting sick. And the ERs are flooded, and they're saying like, don't come here because if you come here without COVID, you might leave with COVID because mask mandates around the country are being dropped even in hospitals.
Sorry, I broke my neck for a minute.
So yeah, so yeah, but we had our pumpkin out ready, and we looked up and down the street and did not see a single trick-or-treater, and it couldn't have just been our house. Like we didn't see anybody. Like we were looking like ain't no kids. Like, what time there are kids in this neighborhood. Nobody was dressed up. Nobody came.
But what time did it start?
It was supposed to be from 1 to 4.
Oh.
We were out there looking for these kids. Like 1 to 4. We had our candy ready and everything.
Aww.
And there were no children.
That's so sad. So you just gonna eat all the candy then?
Oh, that's another thing. My mom was like watching a Chinese drama that she was enjoying very much, and she was like, "Ain't no damn kids. Give me the pumpkin. Give me the pumpkin."
Wasting my goddamn time. Thanksgiving's around the corner. Let me just put this in a damn pile.
Pumpkin, and it was supposed to be like one of the multi-packs of treats and stuff, and she picked out all the Snickers, and Dad was like, I like Snickers too. Like you,
like it ain't about you.
Snickers.
Aww, I legit forgot it was Halloween weekend.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, my office had a Halloween party karaoke thing on Thursday, so I did that. And then my friend came over last night and we watched one Halloween themed show, but that was it. Goddamn, November is tomorrow, isn't it? No, Tuesday. Goddamn. Yeah, I didn't.
used to love Halloween. I used to
Yeah.
love like putting on my fishnet stockings. I usually
I thought
had
you were talking about as a kid. You wearing fishnets.
Oh, I did. I love that too. I love trick or treating and
Yeah,
and
when people talk about I loved Halloween, I'm thinking they going back to their childhood. What you going back like what 5 years?
Well, I like pre-COVID. Like I loved like getting dressed up in my fishnets and an outfit that didn't make any sense at all.
It's just a reason to look slutty outside.
Yeah, and then also I think I had the best time ever. I know I was downtown in Milwaukee. We were at a club. I believe like Halloween fell on like daylight savings time or whatever.
Oof. Goddamn. That just sounds like a very long night.
So like they pushed the clock back so we got to party for another hour.
Oh, I'm tired just thinking about that.
I loved every minute of it. Yeah, that was fun.
No,
good memories.
Yeah, I'm a boring bitch, so I don't really.
Not. You not. You never
very
were.
Much,
you are.
I very much am. I don't have any like wild Halloween stories to tell anyone. My friend just went to a Halloween party with her boyfriend, which is like that's like the thing to do when you have a boyfriend. You have to do a couple's costume. Which I'm gonna ask you in a minute, Mike, what your couple costume has ever been with your girlfriend. But my friend
Mike,
come on.
I think that's a game that we should play. Like once every podcast, we need to bring up Mike, and Mike needs to remind us that like he doesn't.
I just want to know. Look, I'm gonna bring the question back up, Mike. Whether we're on the air,
I think it's always gonna be you, though. Like
it is always me. It is always me. I'm gonna ask it whether he decides to respond or not. I might ask again when we're off air. But anyway, my friend and her boyfriend went as I don't even know who the chick was in Blade, some blonde chick in Blade. She had like blonde hair and she wore white. And then her boyfriend went as Blade himself. But no one recognized them as Blade because he's a very high yellow black man and he's skinny.
Oh, that sucks.
And his hair is like he's growing his hair out into locks, so it's like a mini afro. I mean, he had like the trench coat and like the bulletproof vest and sunglasses and a katana. But when I saw the pictures, I was like, it's giving Lenny Kravitz. Like Lenny Kravitz. And then my friend, she's a big black girl in a blonde wig with a white dress and white combat boots. So she looked good, but it's just like, I don't know who you're trying to be. And I told him, I was like, if you're gonna be trying to do a Blade look, he's gonna need to like at least like imitate the tattoos or something of Blade, because just on looks alone, I'm not gonna read Blade. If anything, I'm gonna read Matrix, which a lot of people were thinking they were from the Matrix, and then they had to show pictures of who they were, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, I can kind of see it. But at least she got to do that, coordinating with her boyfriend for Halloween and going to someone's house party and not being boring and making spaghetti on a Saturday night. So
it's okay.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. One day I might not be boring, but anyway. Where are we now?
Oh, I've been watching Harley Quinn on HBO.
Yes.
And
I love that show.
Yeah, I have never been interested in any of the Suicide Squad movies. I saw Harley Quinn Birds of Prey. That was good. I like that. I've never been a fan of Batman.
Yeah. As someone who is a recovering Batman fan,
I was always like, I like Catwoman, but he's like really like I don't understand him. He's very authoritative and not authoritative, authoritarian. And his whole thing about like no guns and his whole like catch release fetish. I don't get it. But
not fetish. I mean, I think it really just depends on how you were introduced to Batman. There are so many iterations of him.
I think I was introduced to Batman by, is that the 1960s show where it has Eartha Kitt in it?
The real campy one?
Yes,
yeah.
That's my earliest memory of Batman. And then I saw the Batman movies in the 90s. And I had like the same impression.
Mine was, my dad would watch the animated series. I think the animated series came out in like 94 or something. So I was young, but I always remember my dad watching it. I have like the entire series on DVD. But for me, it was the Joel Schumacher movie. So Batman and Robin and like Batman Forever. So the one with like Jim Carrey and Arnold Schwarzenegger, like everybody
I was already out by then.
Everybody hates them, but oh my god, they're so campy.
I
and
really
the bat suit, the
Danny
bat
DeVito
suits,
as the Penguin.
the bat suits in the Joel Schumacher ones have nipples. And they make a point of like showing him suit up, and it's like it zooms in on the nipples, and it like zooms in on his ass. Yeah, it was a good time as far as I was concerned as a child. Like it was very cartoony to me as a kid, but a lot of folks who watched the Tim Burton Batmans, then going into Joel Schumacher, they hated it. I thought it was funny because I was a kid, and then I went back and watched it as an adult. I'm like, nah, this shit is still funny, and I like the booty. George Clooney and the other nigga that played him, I forget his name, but they were both hot for white men in the 90s. Robin too. He was too old to be playing Robin, but he was hot. He could get it. Anyway, you were talking about Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I was enjoying it.
Thank you, Mike. Val Kilmer.
I was enjoying it. I don't know why I liked her seeing her break up with the Joker.
Oh, because it's a toxic ass relationship and it needed to happen a long time ago.
Oh, but that reminded me that I was like, damn, I really love Poison Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
Are
you on your like season 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I finished Poison Ivy. I think I finished season 1.
There's like 2 more seasons.
I like the plant.
What is his name?
JB Smoove.
I forget the plant's name.
JB Smoove plays the plant. Is it like Joey the Plant or something like that?
It's like Greg. Mike, he'll pop it up. But yeah, the plant is so ghetto.
I love the plant because I love JB Smoove, and I've loved JB Smoove ever since Pootie Tang. And I also like him in Curb Your Enthusiasm. And he has a podcast that I listen to also, where he talks about like deep thoughts, but it's like a wake your ass up.
I mean, I
love
the voice casting for the show in general is really good. Frank, that's it. It was something real basic sounding.
Frank the plant.
Frank, King Shark,
I love when the king shark goes crazy.
Yeah.
And he just bites people's heads off.
He gets even crazier, or he has his crazy moments in season 3. It's hilarious. Like his interactions with his brother, and his brother's just like, bro, just use the door. He's just overly dramatic at times, even more so than like Clayface. Like Clayface as an actor is just ridiculous. And then Dr. Psycho, like they are just a mess, but it's fun to watch them.
But the whole time I was watching like Poison Ivy, I was like wondering, like, could I possibly pull off like a Poison Ivy?
Yes. Before you even finish that, you can definitely pull off a Poison Ivy. Put some leaves in your hair.
But also, I was thinking like, because like I know they have like red like hair paint.
Yeah.
And red like hair gel. Like, could I get that going? And
I mean, you ain't even got to color your hair for people to recognize that you were trying to be Poison Ivy.
Green leotard, green eyeshadow, green
flowers and shit in your hair.
Yes. I gotta get the nail art right. I gotta get some green nail polish. Essie makes so many different types of like green nail polish. I'm sure they have a shade.
And there's so many different iterations of even Poison Ivy now. Like you could do like what she looks like in Harley Quinn, where it's like, you know, like a leather jacket and like
that's like a suit jacket and
a white tee and like some green leggings. Or you can do more for like classic leotard looks.
So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it for next year.
And then I could be your Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Bye, Mr. J. Or even Catwoman. You know what? I could probably pull off a Catwoman because I got the short hair and I have a leather jacket and I have leather leggings and I have like a bodysuit. You know what? No. I don't have ears. I do have a tiara, but I do not have ears. I could wear my cat ear headphones.
Well, cat ears are everywhere because that is the go-to. I don't have a costume. Oh, fuck, it's Halloween. You know, you paint on a nose and some whiskers. You put some cat ears on.
What I would need is like a bullwhip though, because that's what she likes to use when she like Batman has his grappling hook. And she has her whip, so yeah, I could probably.
But yes, that is what I am aspiring to next Halloween. I want to get a costume right like one time, because like so often people have said, you know what, you look great, you look very sexy, you look very hot.
I don't know what
the
fuck
are you? Yeah. What are you? And I'm like, I'm
sexy.
Fairy.
I'm sexy for Halloween. I'm not any other time.
I'm a demon fairy. I'm a sexy muffin.
Girl, what? How the fuck are you a sexy muffin?
I go to the Halloween store and I pick the most confusing outfit because often I'm there by myself and there's nobody there to help me. Like,
girl,
just
say you're a slut for Halloween. Just do that. How about that? I'm sexy for Halloween. That's all you gotta do. I'm sexy.
Yeah, and then I'm drunk anyway, and it's just kind of like, don't ask me questions. You see the state I'm in.
So don't ask me questions, unless it's do I want to fuck you. That's the only questions I'm answering at this point.
Now, did you or did you not see the finale for Hot D?
I love that is it's yes. I did. I saw Hot D. I saw the season finale of Hot D. What did you think?
The ending, I was just gagged.
I felt bad about the ending. Honestly, like everybody I'd seen who had also seen it was also like, ooh, he fucked up. And like you can see it on his face too. He's like,
I
oh,
felt bad
shit.
for that. I was like, that baby was so scared. Like
He was, and
she told him like, okay, like first of all, this is another reason. Like I still stand by like this is like giving me no one. The show is giving me no one to root for.
nope.
Even fewer people now because I was like,
They're dead.
Maybe the kids will do something
I mean, they're trying.
that I can get behind. They can't do shit if they're dead. But Rhaenyra and Alicent, like both you bitches are trash. Like
I mean, they really did not prepare their children to
well, also like let's talk about this mission. Like Envoy is a whole ass job. Like that's a job. Like that's a position.
And listen, right?
You don't send your 13-year-old.
No, I mean you can. Like I understood where they were going with like, yo, let's actually let's make this a personal thing. Like we actually have someone from the family showing up. We're also showing our dragons as like a low-key threat. But when her son showed up,
that's your 13-year-old on your little ass dragon.
When he showed up and he ain't even have any kind of like way of wooing old boy over to their side other than just, hey, remember when your dad pledged allegiance to me like 20 years ago?
And also Rhaenyra this whole time, like she knew she was a woman. She knew she was a woman who was going to be taking the Iron Throne. She knew because Damien had taken her out into the whole house or whatever and seen like the play of people being like, we don't know about a woman. We like take the infant because the infant has a cock. Like
yeah. Like she really didn't do anything to bolster her claim to the throne or her alliances.
Also, she even pissed off, like when you remember when she was supposed to be like considering like who she was going to marry, like,
and she pissed off the dude.
She shitted on everybody.
She shitted on at least 3 houses, and the dude who was hosting the whole thing was the father of the guy that her son came back to later to be like, hey, remember your dad said y'all were gonna be loyal to my mom? And he's like, first of all, I'm illiterate. Yeah, like, where's the fucking maester?
Yeah, when he said where's the maester, I was like,
oh, this nigga can't read. Damn, you a
and then I'm thinking like, how many of these other like lords of these houses were can't read? And then it just got me thinking once again, like there's a whole like maester conspiracy, and it was just kind of like, yeah, the maesters do really run this shit.
They did. Between the maesters and the hands, they the ones that are recording history.
The maesters can read. Yep. The maesters are sending the ravens back and forth
and can write
what those messages say.
Yeah, and that's what the whole like the book is essentially like, what, 3 different maesters' point of views and a jester.
Yeah.
And like, so with the son, with what happened to her not her youngest son, but like the second oldest son, there's like 3 different accounts of like what happened to him. Like one has that he survived, but he has amnesia and he's just a fisherman somewhere.
I don't think that's the version that this show decided to go with, because that
I don't know. We
looked pretty final. Like,
yeah, we ain't see nobody, but
we saw bits and pieces of dragon. I think like unless he can survive inside of a dragon's stomach.
I don't know. Like it didn't even look like the dragon even ate him. It just took 2 bites to cut him in half.
He just
and I felt so bad for him because none of them were in control of their dragons at that moment. Like at that point, the little dragon was trying to get away, and I was like, yo, just stay in the crack of that cavern tonight. Like just find a ledge and just hang out until the storm passes. Yeah. But with the bigger dragon, following him and all that, little dragon just got tired of it and was like, yo, back off, and burnt him in the face and thought he could just fly above the clouds.
And he was scared. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Fire! Like,
Yeah, like leave me alone. And the big dragon's like, nigga, I am 5 times your size and 5 times as old as you. Respect your elders. And just chomped them like a whole shark.
and it proved that Viserys like was right the whole time when he said we
ain't controlling shit. We've just been lucky.
We think we control these dragons. We don't.
I mean, I don't know how they even able to control them as much as they do. Because you also saw Daemon was down there trying to claim, I think it's his grandfather's dragon.
And I don't know what the hell he was doing. Like, can you ride 2 dragons?
I don't know. I mean, generally, no.
From what I
understand, you can't unless he's trying to form a second bond or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how the dragons work, but from reading all 5 of the books, my impression of the dragons is that the dragons are like cats. They listen when they want to. Oh, for sure.
They listen when they want to. If you feeding me well, then yeah. But every now and then
they like you, maybe, but like if they change their mind.
Or like if they're not of the same litter, like, you know, you try to introduce 2 new cats to each other, you have to like do it gradually or they're gonna be fighting.
Yes, like through a door. Door.
Because like the only dragons that really got along were Daenerys's later on, because they were all part of the same, you know, hatchling or whatever. They were siblings, they knew each other, they're like, you know, kittens in a litter. But the other dragons, you got like at minimum 3 or so years between these dragons as they're interacting. Like, you rarely see 2 dragons chilling next to each other. Like, you can see them flying within close proximity of each other, but you don't just see them like hanging out on the cliffs together.
That's another thing. Rhaenyra made a great point about like how ready they are for battle, because Damien's like, well, we got more dragons, let's go. And she was like, wait, a lot of our dragons are young as hell.
Yep, never seen battle. There's only like 2 dragons that have seen battle, one of which is, you know, actually on their side. I mean, there's a lot of wild dragons on their island, but not necessarily enough riders, let alone experienced riders to.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is wrong with Damien. I don't know what's wrong with.
He just wants to smoke. Time. He literally wants to smoke.
Because like also like when they got news of the king's death, Damien's popped up like, oh, who killed him? And I was like, who killed him? What's
I mean,
sick forever.
True. Because listen, right. Viserys was only like a year older than Otto, and he looked 20 years older.
Face was falling off.
It was.
And the last time you saw him, like that painful walk to the throne. Yeah. Come on now, like you knew how sick he was, and then when you find out he's dead, you talking about who killed him? Like, come on.
Well, I mean, to his point, it seems almost too convenient that like no sooner than I just visited my brother and had suspicion,
and he looked like shit, and
I know, but like he dies immediately after I leave, and was checking y'all about poisoning him possibly. Like, I'm just saying, I can understand where his suspicions were, because he was suspicious when he first got there.
I don't know. I feel like I've also experienced this in real life, like when a person who's 90 years old dies, and people feel like, oh, well, whose fault was it? And it was just kind of like,
but Viserys was like 45 tops.
Right, but like in health years, how old was he? Because his face is falling off. Like he had that mask on because his face was falling off. He had like leprosy or something.
Yeah, I believe it was leprosy. Is what they said it was. But if there's one thing I don't need in the next season, it's any more childbirth scenes.
People are gonna stop giving birth.
I don't need to see it no more. I don't remember seeing anyone give birth in the first season or not the first season, but in Game of Thrones, except for like maybe Daenerys, and that was not nearly as graphic as it was in Hot D. Like,
but remember, like, that's also like one of the major themes of Hot D, because they tried to make the argument in the first episode that men go to battle and women's
battle is in the birthing bit or whatever.
Right, and you saw two where like women died in childbirth.
Well, one chick just decided to check out.
Yeah, she said the baby ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it.
I'm gonna go out like a ride or die. Dracarys. Dracarys. I'm like, she just said, fuck my other two kids.
Well, no, she felt like she was gonna die anyway.
Yeah, I know, but
she's like,
you could have at least said goodbye to your kids before you just snuck out and got crispied by your Vagar.
Yeah, I think pain drives people pretty fucking out of their mind. But yeah, Vagar didn't listen then either. Because she like, said Dracarys.
You're like, are you sure? Because the only thing I'd be Dracarysing is you for real. Now leave me alone.
Yeah. And so Rhaenyra, after all of her young talk about like, that ain't gonna be me, I ain't gonna be just sitting up having baby after baby.
Well, I mean,
for her to be on her 6th pregnancy.
I mean, she was young, you know, and then
and I ain't gonna use my marriage to, you know. Yeah, for her to be on her 6th pregnancy, well,
first of all,
like, damn, things did not turn out the way that you planned for them to. And this is even with you having made just having all the choice in the world because your father just let you do what you want.
But again,
even though he knew you were full of shit.
When she first said like, I ain't having no kids, she was a virgin when she said that. Okay, and I don't know what kind of birth control they had in Westeros other than that little
poppy.
Other than that Plan B tea they made you drink. But once she got a taste of dick, she was like, "Oh, this is fun." She was just, you know, ain't no Plan B tea for her. She was just, you know, letting whatever happen because she had to produce kids anyway. But I think we're all in agreement that, like, bitch, if you gonna be getting pregnant, you could have at least fucked somebody that had blonde hair, like, or a black dude, because
or brown, like I was about to say, or brown skin or something
like come on now, girl, come on.
Yeah, for all your kids to come out with like 3 in a row
and again, this is you know, Westeros hundreds of years ago. This ain't 2022 America where, you know, her husband was the father that stepped up or nothing. No, that's not how that worked. Like, yeah, he was kind of a father, but like, that ain't the world y'all live in.
Yeah.
I mean, he liked them. He said himself, I ain't loved them kids enough. He loved them. He ain't loved them enough.
Yeah.
He was out there.
They knew who their daddy was, too.
They knew.
That was so sad.
Except for the youngest one, he didn't know. He over there getting beat up by his uncle. That's why you are a bastard. My dad's alive. Oh, poor baby. He's like, what the heck is happening? I don't know. I took that eye though, which I don't know why I don't know why he was so pissy about that. Like, dude, it's been like 10 years. You have the biggest dragon in all of Westeros.
Right, you
have a sapphire for an eye. Like, dude, you look badass. You got this precious jewel in your eye, and when you're not showing the eye patch off, you just got the eye patch. You look intimidating. Like, bruh. You gotta level up.
Mad about not being the king. Like, he is mad about being the second son, and he is taking it out on everyone else.
Right, and just bringing up the whole "you took my eye" shit. Like, bro, that was 10 years ago.
And also, even the night it happened, you were like, "Actually, it's cool because I got a dragon. I got the biggest dragon."
You got the biggest dragon. You got a sapphire in your eye. You got a cool scar. You got an eye patch. Like, bro, you are the second most intimidating looking dude next to your brother-in-law / uncle Damon.
Would you want to be like so bad?
Really? Like, he was trying to square up with him after dinner.
But then he was like, "No, I ain't ready."
Right? Yeah. Like, Damon was so like, he was like, I told the boys to go, like, just go ahead, and he just sighed. He was just.
He's like,
"What you trying to do? You feeling froggy?" All right, then. That's what I thought. Like, Damon's not I wouldn't say Damon's a good guy. He's definitely complicated. It's not to say that he does not care about his family. He has his own way of showing it. But, I mean, he choked the fuck out of Rhaenyra. I'm like, oh.
And I was just, but I was also like, what the fuck you expect out of this dude? Like, I don't really like him. He
did.
He also commits war crimes. Like, that whole from the earlier episodes when he was like fighting like the Crab King or whatever.
Yeah.
And he did that whole thing like, "I surrender," and then he's like, "No, I don't." And I was just kind of like,
or when he literally tried to kill the messenger who just showed up to nigga didn't even know what was in the letter. He was just told, "Give this to Damon." He's like, "All right, bet." He read it and beat the shit out of him. They're like, "Bruh, what is wrong with you?" All because your brother said, like, "Look, bruh, I heard you need some help. I'm sending some folks your way. You're my brother. I love you. Good luck."
And so he was like, "Well, I don't want you to like take any portion of credit for my victory, so I'm going to commit a war crime." Right.
but then comes back with the crown, and it's like
on his head.
They were going to make me a king, but you are the true king, brother. And then gives him the crown, only for 2 days later try to fuck his daughter in a brothel and get his ass beat in the throne room. It's like he gave his brother such emotional whiplash. You know, I felt for Viserys. Like, he really just wanted to have a chill family.
But nobody would chill.
Nobody would chill. His daughter wouldn't. The only one who was chill was his wife.
And Helena.
Which one is Helena again?
That's the girl that Alicent has.
Oh, yeah. Alicent. Yeah. Helena's chill. She just wants to do her needlework, talk about centipedes.
Spiders.
You know, she's definitely somewhere on the autistic scale. Cause she over
Warn all you motherfuckers.
Talking about prophecies. and the maid just, "Yes, my lady." She's like, "I don't know what the fuck this bitch is talking about. They're always murmuring about something. People that always want what they don't have."
She just knows, "Yes, my lady."
Yes, my lady. Yep.
I'm trying to keep my head in the red keep.
Whatever you say, man. Like, "Where's your husband?" "I don't know. He's not here. Thank God. He either drunk or trying to beat me. Like, I just want to do my needlework. I don't even want to touch these kids."
"Where's your husband?" She's looking like, "Now you know I don't know."
It's like, "You're not here. Like, do you see him? Do you think I keep tabs on him? I am not my husband's keeper." "It's not all bad. Mostly he ignores you."
Oh my God. And then the way everybody looked at her like they were so proud of her for saying something halfway normal.
Right. It's like, "Oh, my baby can talk. Oh, Lord, thank you." I mean, they already got some fucked up incest kids because their kids got like 6 fingers and toes.
Oh, the way Alicent was like, no way can you ever marry your kids to mine. And then she married her kids to each other.
Well, her kids were bastards, or as she called them, plain featured children. Bitch, they look better than your inbred kids. I mean, technically her kids aren't inbred, but now you like, oh god, you had
they aren't inbred, but they still came out weird. Way weird.
I mean, Eamon's just got an ego about him. The first one's a rapist, and Helena is prophetic. Yeah.
And Allison, she loves her children, but she ain't never liked none of them. Like
she loves and likes Helena. That's her baby girl. And Eamon
she doesn't. Every time Helena says something, she be looking like, "Oh God, what is it now?"
And Eamon is actually pretty loyal. Like, you know, she says to do something, he does it.
And he's so sweet with her.
He is. It's the firstborn that she's like, I should have aborted your ass. You ain't never right, nigga. Always masturbating out the windows. He not taking being the firstborn seriously. He's raping every goddamn maid in this palace. She's like, what is wrong with you?
Their race to find him, and Eamon giving up in the middle, being like, look, we can't find him. Fuck it. Crown me. And then
right. Like, look, I can tell you one thing. If you come looking for me, you gonna find me. You gonna find me, bruh.
And everybody looking at him like that's not even how that works, because Aegon has children now who just passed one of his little kids that he has with your sister.
This is true.
Duh.
Yeah. But he could become the hand.
All of these second sons being like, and I'm the heir now, and it's just kind of like, no, that's never it.
Oh yeah, and he has a bastard fight.
The fight pit son.
Yeah. Like his personal guard was like so offended. He's like, is that one of his? He's like, one of many, probably.
Like, at what point did they say kill all the bastards like they did in the original Game of Thrones? Because that's what Cersei had everyone do.
Well, the thing is, and there's lots of comparisons made to Cersei, because like Cersei don't give a fuck if you a fellow mom, a fellow woman, married to her son. If you aren't her brother that she's fucking or her kids, you are dead.
By the end of it, like when Tommy died, she was just kind of like, I don't give a fuck no more. She didn't even shed a tear.
There was nothing else to give a fuck about. I mean, her brother was there, but even he was looking at her like, bitch, what have you done since I was gone?
She like everything. Look at that. I blew up the set.
Right. We gonna need a new one.
I blew that shit the fuck up.
The nun that shamed me is being tortured in the basement by my zombie bodyguard. I mean, we could try to make some old kids. It's like, God, I just can't understand being attracted to your sibling. Your twin at that. Y'all shared a whole womb. They're so... Oh, God.
You just gotta love yourself for the most. Too much.
That is just weird. That is a level of, like, egotism that I haven't seen since Loki.
Right?
They're like,
they did not share bones.
I'm so mad they went with that though. Loki being in love with Sylvie.
I don't follow Loki. I don't know.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. Loki was.
I haven't given into the peer pressure to get a Disney Plus pass.
Oh, well, I'm just using my brother's anyway. Anyway. All that to
Hulu
say,
keeps trying. They're like, just $3 more, and I was like, no, I'm already paying $5 for all of my Asian dramas.
Yeah, no, you're not missing anything. Just the whole liking yourself, but in another iteration kind of thing.
Okay, so how's my hair turning out? It's getting dry.
It's filling out.
Is it still okay?
Oh Lord!
Oh, look at you!
No! Stop! God damn it! Oh my God! No! There, Jesus Christ!
Legs in boy shorts.
Just coochie, just nothing but coochie. Anyway. So it's gonna be another 2 years before House of the Dragon comes back.
I know, I'm so sad. Are they gonna give us more like Game of Thrones stuff in between?
There's supposed to be like a sequel series with Jon.
Because I'll tell you the truth, like I took my time getting into this because I was just kind of like,
yeah, that was a lot of people. It's like y'all
I let weeks go
really,
by before I even like dared to even look at the first episode
yeah.
because
It was
like
definitely word of mouth that got me into it. Like, I think it might have been maybe a week after the show had come out that I was like, I mean, I ain't got nothing else to watch on Sunday. I guess I can watch this.
I first
And
needed to know, like, is it safe? Is it
right,
safe to
that's
watch?
everybody was like, is it safe? Is it gonna be bad? Like, if anything, people have complained most about the time skip, which I didn't mind so much because they did really good with the casting.
And also, like, they're basing it off of what looks like pretty much like an encyclopedia or like somebody's history recording. So like all of the first 5 episodes were probably just prologue anyway. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, like it's everything leading up to the Civil War, essentially.
Everything up to that big ass dragon chomp.
Yeah, and
that we now find out is an accident. Imagine you start a whole ass war where all these people are gonna die, like off of oopsie.
And that was the whole thing. Like that was why Rhaenys didn't, just blow up the entire family right then and there. She's like, I'm not starting this war.
Like premature. Like she couldn't see into the future. Like,
well, I mean, she knows Otto. Like everybody at this point, besides Viserys, knew Otto was on some fuck shit.
I felt like her explanation of like a war is coming, but it ain't my war to start. Like that.
Yeah, it's very flimsy.
I need.
It was very flimsy. Of like, I'm not about to be the one that kicks off this war. That's for you to do. It's like, bitch, you still gonna get inscripted. Cause like when Daemon was like naming off all the dragons they had on their side, and
I love the look she gave him.
Yes, she gave him that.
She was like, "Oh, no, my baby."
Excuse you. Don't be just name dropping my dragon into your war. That was very much older auntie. Who the fuck do you think you are? Saying I'm about to bring the potato salad. I'm bringing the macaroni.
In her right, especially since like for all she knows, like you killed my boy, like.
Right. She's like, I
killed my son just so she could marry your raggedy ass.
She's like, I really don't fuck with either of you, the greens or the blacks. I'd really prefer to just piece the fuck out to high tide.
I don't care about the small folk. I'll kill them all.
Right. like the only people she really cares about are her granddaughters. And that's pretty much it. Like she's pretty much just her husband's been getting on her nerves for the last like 15 years. Anyway, but she basically is just like, look, our granddaughters are engaged to our not grandsons, and they're in danger because they're gonna fight alongside their husbands, and we need to support them just by virtue of I actually want some of my blood to survive. So I'm going to hopefully hope you will side with me in this decision, but like she's always tried to make decisions as a family unit,
right?
She's like, my husband said he wanted this, I'm siding with my husband's decisions. I'm telling my husband I want to do this, I want him to side with me so we can be a united front when we present ourselves. So I respect her for that. Like she at least wants to present herself as a united front with her family. But like, ma'am.
I also like that when Viserys was meeting with the Baratheon dude, and he was like, "So you ain't got nothing for me?" Like,
yep.
You just brought like a marriage pact. He was like, which one of my daughters you gonna marry? He was like, wait a minute, I got a black woman.
Right. I'm not at liberty to actually get married because my mama said I'm gonna marry my cousin slash stepsister.
And I've thought about my beautiful black queen at home, and
I mean, Rhaenyra really did set him up. Like all she sent him with a letter reminding this dude of the promise his daddy made 20 some years ago.
And she tried to fix it up for herself, talking about it's the shortest way. It's just like a little short. It's Storm's End. The weather's always bad there. Like,
but they couldn't have. Well,
the weather's always shitty. Like, as soon as you leave, like, the skies clear up.
The one thing they couldn't have predicted was that Aemon was going to be there at the same time.
Actually, they could have predicted it. Like, if you're scrambling to make all of these pacts between people that you think are undecided, the other side is doing the exact same thing.
No, I know they do. Yeah, they're doing the same thing. But who was to know they was doing it at the same time? Like, they could have just
found out. You already know you're a step behind.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a good chance.
That somebody is there, and if you have the idea to send your boy because dragons are faster, then you could also bet that they're going to send somebody on a dragon because dragons are faster.
But this is what I'm saying. Otto and the council have been plotting this shit for years anyway. So what I'm saying is they could have already had sent Aemon off to, if not Storm's End, then even like the Starks. So it was like a 50-50 chance that he was going to run into the older son or the youngest son, or could have already met up with those people already and brought them over to their side. Like, Rhaenyra's side is still at least a day behind. All of those
scenarios do not add up to send your 13-year-old.
Yeah, no. Like, at the end of the day, unless he was going down the street,
and that's what she acted like. She acted like going to Storm's End was going down the street, and we know it wasn't.
And it's not like he went with support. Like, he didn't go with a King's Guard. He didn't go with Daemon as backup. He didn't even go with his brother as backup. Like, you saw them training on the beach, and boy could barely defend himself against his brother. You know, so that definitely should have been like a 2-man trip.
But his dragon is barely big enough to bear his weight. So, like, that it was all bad.
And how anyone could hear anything in that storm. Like, how was we hearing Aemon laughing through thunder and rain?
Aemon having the biggest but also oldest dragon, like his granny dragon. He's saying no. Granny's like, was that go?
What? Speak up, Sonny. I can't hear you above the stratosphere.
I'm just do what I want. I'm just do what I want because I just remembered I'm a dragon. And
I gotta show these young whippersnappers because they seem to forget who they fucking with.
And then he didn't blew fire in my face. It ain't hurt me none.
That is spitting in a dragon's face. You blew fire in my face. You have to die. You have to die. Like, cause she could have just blew fire too, but she was like, you know what? Nah. No. I'm gonna make sure you never fly again. Actually, should they haven't even been able to breathe up there?
They're dragons.
No, I'm talking about the humans. Yeah,
you can breathe up there. Like, because I've gone skydiving. Like, yeah, you can breathe up in the clouds.
Well, they were above them.
You can breathe above the clouds.
Oh. Okay. Well, either way, he ain't breathing no more. R.I.P. Literal rip to that dragon and that poor boy.
That was so sad.
Yeah, and that look on Rhaenyra's face.
Yeah. All the
negotiations are over. It is on site.
Shit, like all that Viserys talk.
Yeah, she said, I want to rule over ash and bone. She said, we burning everything to the ground. We can rebuild. I'm burning this shit down. Allison's gonna be mad. Like, her kids.
And Aemon has never done anything to like fuck up like this. Like,
yeah, and it was
like his brother Aegon is the fuck up, but Aemon's sure. I've been so good. Oh shit!
And there's nothing he's gonna be able to say where it's like,
I wonder how he's gonna spin it. Like, how that's gonna be a long.
He'll probably be like, right?
Like, you gonna be like,
he attacked me first.
You either have to say, I have the biggest dragon and I can't control it.
No, he ain't gonna admit that.
Or
he attacked me
you
first.
have to say, like, yeah, I killed someone on purpose.
I defended myself. It was self-defense.
Yeah, self-defense against a little ass 13-year-old and his little ass dragon when I have the biggest dragon.
Yeah. Look, I ain't say it was a good defense. I just said it was a defense. I mean,
he gonna have to sprinkle crack on him. Be like, he had crack.
Oh God. Yeah, no, like
he was
Allison,
crazy. He was on bath salts. I had to.
Allison's just disappointment with her kids just always cracks me up. Like when they were going to, appoint him king, and she's trying to explain what he needs to do, and he's like, "Do you love me?" It's like, you imbecile. Like, now is not the time. But it's like, Allison, you have to play the fucking game. He needs to hear that you love him. Like, just lie right now. Just lie, because.
And then she was like, "Here's your daddy's knife," and he's like, "Ooh,
I can stab you right now, Mom. Do you love me?" It's like, no.
So even then, she won't say it. She's like,
she knows she don't love that nigga.
It's like, well, you're a rapist.
I can't love you. She literally told him like months ago, "You're no son of mine."
Yeah. I can see why she would say that.
I mean, yeah, I disown that nigga too. Anyway.
Yeah, you got your child fighting in the pit.
He is so gross. Like, nigga, where did you learn this from? Like, out of all of your kids, it's always the firstborn. It's always the firstborn, because fucking Joffrey was an asshole too. And all the other kids were just chill. Well, I mean, Amos not chill, but like, in terms of doing what he's told and not bringing shame upon the family, he's falling in line. Oh God, that is so gross. Anyway.
Okay, so how is it now? Is it working? Is it working for me? Did I do my hair right?
Yeah, girl, your hair always looks nice to me. You asking the wrong one.
Thank you. Struggle with my hair. I have a friend
how much time we got?
Every time he sees me, he's like, "You look like you don't know what to do with your hair," and it's just kind of like, I hate you so much. How are you gonna say that to me as a man with like this much hair? Like,
damn.
Shut up.
All right, Mike says we got 8 minutes.
So, House of the Dragon. How are we gonna fill that void for the next year?
2 years.
And a half or 2?
Well, there's that there's like the behind the scenes documentary.
Nah.
Have you been watching or listening to the podcast?
Which podcast? What podcast?
There's a companion podcast where they talked about each episode as it aired, like right after the show. Those are pretty good. They're supposed to have some more episodes with other like cast members and crew members for the next couple weeks. Outside of that, yeah, I mean, they've been talking about a prequel series with Jon Snow. I don't know when that's supposed to come out.
Right.
I mean, you still got Harley Quinn to watch, so you could always.
I do, and I'm enjoying that shit.
Yeah.
Like Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, the fucking the little mind control man who cannot.
Dr. Psycho.
Dr. Psycho, who cannot stop calling women cunts, which I found hilarious.
Yes. Dr. Psycho is actually pretty funny to me. Joker, I actually liked. When Joker had caught Bruce or Batman, he's like, "Where's my flying car, Bruce?"
I like when the Scarecrow snatched the hood off of Batman, and Joker was like, "You think I couldn't have done that like years ago? I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know who he was. Why did you ruin this for me?"
And again, he was more mad about the fact that he put in money on this Kickstarter and ain't seen his shit yet. With my goddamn car, Bruce. But no, Joker in the following seasons, like especially in this 3rd season, I actually like him a lot.
I like the cop. What's his name?
Why am I blanking on this man's name? Gordon.
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Gordon.
He is such an idiot. Oh my god.
He's so needy.
So bad, yo.
Robin being an asshole kid.
Oh, Damien's an asshole in the comics. He's just even brattier in the Harley Quinn. But even his character gets played down a little more in the following seasons. Like, I don't know if like the kid's voice changed or they just didn't want to pay for a child actor, but he does not get as many lines anymore, and he just kind of emotes more than anything. I think he got like 2 lines where he called like Dick a dick or something.
Also, I don't mind Batman in this way because Batman very frequently like helps out Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Also,
I like it when he saves her and then he like goes the fuck away. I also like the black lady. The black lady was actually bad.
The chick from the book.
From the fairy tale book? Yes. Talking about the gingerbread man used to suck dick.
Under the bridge? Oh my god. Like, the show would just say stuff like that. Then I'm like, wow. Oh my gosh. Also, they explore Bruce's relationship with Catwoman in the later seasons. And it's hilarious.
I'm looking forward to Catwoman coming on board.
That's actually pretty fun. And Kite Man's I like Kite Man.
I like that Poison Ivy is ashamed.
Yeah, like apparently, he apparently got good enough dick that you seen him on a regular, but
oh man,
won't admit it in public.
I thought that was pretty funny.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of women who've been there. It's like, yeah, he got some good dick, but not introducing. I am not introducing him to my friends. I've got friends who have done that to me, like have not introduced me to some dudes because they're just glorified, they're fuck buddies. That's it. But they're not allowed to actually meet actual friends. I'm like, oof. I'm like, maybe you shouldn't be fucking around with them anyway. Like, if you can't introduce me to them, which is mainly because I'm kind of judgmental, but in a good way. In a good way. Because I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit. Like, if you say you got a certain kind of type and then you fucking around with dudes that are clearly not up to par of the standards that you set, I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm gonna keep you on track. I'm gonna just remind him, like, didn't you say you didn't want to fuck with drug dealers?
Oh.
No, this is an example. Look, none of my friends are dealing with drug dealers necessarily. I'm just saying, like, as an example.
That shit's not as lucrative as it used to be. I mean, you might as well just get on Upwork and.
Oh my god.
You can make more money just keeping it legal.
I'm saying, or just start an OnlyFans.
Yeah, show some feet like Allison did in the Red Keep.
I mean, but she ain't getting money from that. She's just getting information.
She got some information. That was so funny.
She getting the short end of the stick on that deal, man. You gotta sit there in the room while this man masturbates under his robe. That's gross.
I remember I texted my friend because I know she watches it too. I just texted her a foot. And she was just kind of like, what? And I was like, did you see this week's episode of Hot D? She was like, yeah. And then I was like, feet. And then she was like, huh? And then she texted me back like 10 laughing emojis like an hour later. Like she finally got it. She was
wow. Like... I got it as soon as she kicked off her slippers. I'm like, what? Oh, man.
Yeah, like,
he got a
okay, I'm gonna give you half the information now, but you gotta take off your stockings to get the right.
Oh god, that is so gross. Well, okay, that's not fair. There are people who have like legit foot fetishes. Mm-hmm. It's not gross. There are
people that want you to put your foot on their face.
I had heard someone break down what kind of shoes they prefer to see feet in, and I was like, wow, you really do like feet. But you got a preference over flip flops versus slides. Yeah, you a foot man. I don't get it. Like, feet don't look aesthetically pleasing to me.
Okay, does my hair look different from last week? Like Mike will tell me, because Mike said
I
it
have
was
to.
like flatter last
I'd
week.
have to look at the tapes. From
Mike
last
knows
week.
from memory. Mike, use your
Mike
art
ain't got no
knowledge and
memory.
tell me about like my hair. Like, is this okay?
Ma'am.
You gonna tell me it's time to go because you don't want to answer questions about my hair?
He'll answer it.
Oh,
once we're off
Mike,
the
you're
air.
petty. You're just gonna.
I
tell me
still
like
want to
you
know. I still want to know what kind of couple costume he's done. So, I guess we'll have to wrap it up here.
Yeah, and it
I guess
better
next
not be
week.
something like misogynist, like what was it, the honeymooners? Like, pow, right in the kisser. He kept talking about how he was gonna punch his wife in the face.
Thanks for watching. There's supposed to be an S there.
Yes.
We need a maester. We need a maester to write our subtitles. I've been Ash.
And I've been Fatima.
And this has been Fatash.